What is up, YouTube? So we are gonna be doing a little quick bonus video. We actually were shooting sorcery TCG box openings all day. I'm actually kind of exhausted, just so I would have content for the next 2 weeks since I'll be going out of town for work. So I kind of pre-shot a bunch of sorcery videos, but this is a quick video because someone gave me the idea to just show my collection of cloth mats for TCGs between Khalsa Brains and Pyramid. So I'm gonna move all these chairs out of the way. This is very unprofessional, but and this might be Sniffle Edition playmat video. So let's just go over these Pyramid playmats. I actually have one more. I have one more. It's in my work office, and I also have another classic Spellground, which is also in my work office. So I got two more. But so these are the collab Pyramid playmats that they did with Khalsa Brain for their Spellgrounds. So right away, someone did mention that these are two very different fabrics. This one's kind of more rough. You can see the texture here, but still soft, rough, but rugged. Like, look at that backing. You can't even see through it, which you might say would be obvious, but keep that in mind for later. The printing is on the fabric, so you can feel it's raised, but I've had this since its release, like what, 2 years ago? And as you could tell, none of the printing has come off. It's almost as if it's new. So we're gonna go to the right here. I got this playmat because it's also one of their collabs with Spellgrounds. So this is a Pyramid playmat. You see a little indentation here, but that's because it's been folded with stuff folding on it. But as you can tell, when I smooth it over, it's already kind of going away. This fabric is a lot softer than this Boneyard playmat. But let's see, the back is still very solid. And also, if you could tell, the edges are stitched. And they're not raised enough to where if you were to fan your cards out, they would not get caught on these edges. For me, at least. You could easily fan your cards out. Same thing here, this patterning is printed, but none of it's coming off, right? As you could tell, there is no material breakdown, right? These Pyramid playmats can retail for, when I first started buying them, they were actually only 90 bucks. But now they're about 110, 130. And yeah, the quality is actually there. I really like these playmats. These are one of my favorite playmats. That's why I have my favorite spell. I mean, this is like a literally last minute video. My favorite Spellground and my favorite Pyramid playmat are all in my work office because it's in my little go bag for when people in the medical field want to throw down some cardboard crack. So also, these playmats from Pyramid come in these bags. Like, these just come with it. Like, it's a nice little storage bag. Spellgrounds tosses your playmat in a Ziploc bag. So, yeah. That's just quality right there. And those are some caterpillars my daughter and wife are growing into butterflies. So those are the Pyramid playmats, right? So let's go over here. This is one of my earliest playmats from them. It's this black and white one, very classic. I liked how it contrasts. But right away, going from this playmat's also old. And you can see how thin that material is, right? It's a very thin material. Look at that fabric. So like, just compare and contrast the fabric on the back of this playmat to this playmat. You can probably tell which is thicker and more protective. Look at the edges of this playmat on the Spellgrounds. And the edges are just frayed. But then again, this is an old playmat. But you could tell because the edges are not stitched, they're fraying. And you might say maybe that is just the vintage look of it, like it adds character. Nah, dude, I'd rather have no fraying on my playmat. I will say though, these original Khalsa Brain playmats, the printing is pretty good. And as you can tell on these creases, this playmat has been folded for a while, by the way. This has been folded for a while, keyword. You can notice there is no breakdown in the fabric. Every part where it's been folded, there is no breakdown. Okay. So, while this was thinner, the material and the printing have kept up, besides the stitching on the edges. All right, so let's go to some newer playmats from Spellgrounds. Here's one of their HallowedGround spooky playmats here. We'll flip this over. So this is where they start not doing print on the playmat. It's part of the fabric. This was 2024, I believe. Yeah, 2024. And as you could tell, because it's not printed, it does not come off. And this was actually a good, I think this was a good run. The material's a little bit thicker. So let's compare and contrast these two. That material to this material, this is thicker. You can see the edges of this playmat are not frayed as the Necromaticon. Okay. So this was a good playmat, in my opinion. Let's keep going. So this playmat, one of their Spellground classics, I believe this came out the same time those collabs came out. So maybe 2024, 2025. So this is their V8 material. As you can tell, no fraying and no breakdown. And this material is nice and thick. I think this was where they peaked. I should have got more playmats in this year. So this is their lavender, but it's really just pink. Let's see, did they have a year on this? They did. Sorry, this is 2023. So in 2023, they went from here to this HallowedGround. And here's where we start to get a little dicey. All right, so this was the V8. I like this one. Let's go to this FestivalDragon. So before we go on to the downfall of Khalsa Brains, let's go over their Spellground line. Or sorry, their FestivalDragon line here. Don't look at this. This is Year of the Dragon, but this is actually the Year of the Goat playmat. This is actually one of my first playmats from them. Also, way back when, 2015. The print is printed onto the playmat. It feels rough, but as you can tell, it looks pretty good. There's no breakdown. There's no printing coming off. Let's look at that material. The material is almost the same as that Necromaticon, but this is held up. And let's do some keywords here. There's no breakdown on the fabric. Okay, there's no breakdown on the fabric, and I use this playmat a lot. Surprisingly, this one did not fray on the edges as the Necromaticon had. So this is 2015. All right, let's go to the Year of the Dragon last year. 2024, the Year of the Dragon. This could have been so peak. By the way, I've never used this playmat. And when I did my box, I did a box opening review of this on the channel right away. And I also live in Central California, 2.5 hours from San Francisco, where they shipped this to me from. So this not only was new, this had only traveled several hours to get to me. And when it was folded, these fold lines, you can see it here. It's like piling. This fabric's piling. It's breaking down. You probably can't tell really on the camera, but in person you could see it breaking down where it was folded, and it came like that out of the bag. This is actually an embarrassment. Look right here. This crease line, the fabric is coming apart. That's how it looked on my review video, which I'll link at the end of this video. This could have been one of their greatest playmats, the Year of the Dragon, and an epic failed. And then our newest edition, because I had my completionist in me had to do it. Let's just bring this closer to us so we don't become a spine patient. The latest FestivalGround, which is actually my zodiac sign for Chinese, is the Year of the Horse. And then it's pink. I don't know why that is pink, but it is. And this one was like whatever too. Like the material was kind of also breaking down on the fold lines. I'll link it at the end of this video, my in-depth review, but I just want to just gloss over it. And also the edges are not stitched. I think I would have preferred the edges to be stitched, and you can see how thin that backing is. So for this could be just a personal choice for me. I would like to not have my playmat be see-through, and I prefer the thicker backing of those pyramid playmats. So I don't know what's happening with Spellgrounds, but their quality is kind of like back and forth. They're kind of all over the place, and I don't know, I'm kind of over their playmats. I backed the Cyberpunk Kickstarter, and they partnered with Pyramid, so I'll be getting 2 Cyberpunk themed playmats from them, which I'll also be doing a review on. So like and subscribe, follow me if you want to get notified when those reviews come out. But I absolutely love these pyramid mats. This company is just peak cloth playmats. They took everything what makes them great, except for exclusive drops, which is a whole nother thing, but they took all the good parts of these cloth playmats and just expanded on it. I don't know what's happening with Spellgrounds, but I think they're just trapped in the past. Anyway, that is my video. So yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.